Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. They'll roll him out right. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he is into the end zone and the touchdown record. Is now all his. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He's going deep for Brown. It got his man complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now it's Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. That's now a second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Browns drive about to get started. And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. For Nick Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Play action, now it's Tua. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. We saw Tua Tagovailoa hit on some big ones in his college days to Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy. That left arm, pretty underrated in terms of strength.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once it...
He's got a man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 36 yards on the play. They go play action with Jackson. Forced out to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Second and 11. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete as well. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you've got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Well, let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Play action. Now Jackson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Quite a decision there on 4th down. They didn't just want the first. They wanted 6 points. And following the interception, they're going to come away with neither.
And that's too bad, partner, because they really went for it on that one, right? Because I think in their mind, sometimes the illogical play is a logical play. But in this case, they were wrong.
And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle. Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Rolling to his left. Got an open man, it's Schwartz. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a 1st down. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The 71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. A give running right is Chubb. And some room to roam now. Uses the stiff arm. And he's down inside the 5 bounds. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the 1st down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Browns go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? Just because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
So on the big tight end, Holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Jackson now. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. Pushing his way through. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you've got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
4th down. Here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He'll get that to the rookie from Minnesota, Rashad Bateman. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Now Jackson on 1st down. This is caught. And he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Mike 4. Here we go, D. Here I come. Here I come.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Browns drive about to get started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed. And it gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 129 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Following the penalty, Chubb. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. To a hit, and the ball is out. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Jackson. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! J.K. Dobbins. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And they really won't have much time to work with. Just 19 seconds showing on the clock. Shoves him aside, and he works free. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. Rosas good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Here's Mecole Hardman. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He'll buy some time right. Going up top for Kupp. And it is caught at the 10-yard line. And all the way down to the 10-yard line.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
So now, following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. Now Chubb running right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 40. That one goes for 24 yards. And one more time, that's Watkins. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown.
Jackson's pass complete to Marquise Brown. 13 yards.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Again, Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down. Buying time to his left. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they'll run. Murray. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Latavius Murray, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Browns drive about to get started. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half.
Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. I think you'd have to say Nick Chubb, pound for pound, one of the most powerful runners in the NFL. He proved it there. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On play action, here's Tua. This one caught by Isabella. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Shoves him aside. Oh, he gets loose right side. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Mike 28, watch the screen, watch the screen. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming, he's coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Here's Sam Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Chubb. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go. Going to the air, Tagovailoa, and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank, and the Ravens are right back in this football game. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mecole Hardman, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30.
In your face!
He will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big-time special teams play here in the fourth quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
Mecole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And some room to maneuver. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Watch the whip.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Catch is made by Hardman. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2 yards left on second down from the 9. To throw again is Jackson. Flush to his right. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down. They'll run with Dobbins. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Dobbins once more. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. Fights him off. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Browns drive about to get started. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Chubb. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Handoff comes to Chubb. Fighting him off. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give. This is Chubb. He showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Chubb. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Jackson to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. Here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another.